Hello everybody, my name's Jigglypants, and today we're in a new creative test world, and we're going to be monkeying around a little bit with the AutoCrafter. This system here is going to be an expansion of my storage system that I kind of showed off in my last video. This is going to be the auto-crafting module for the system. For when the system runs out of items, it'll call upon this to craft new items for it. And my goal with this was to make an auto crafting system that can kind of one size fits all, where one module can craft any recipe, no matter if it's a 1 item recipe or a 9 item recipe. So I'm just going to kind of take you guys through this and show you where I'm at with it, and hopefully through my redstone rambling you can kind of understand a little bit of my thought process on building this. So the first recipe I'm going to demonstrate is just a simple one of how to make redstone torches. So a redstone torch is made just with redstone and a stick, easy as can be. If we take how we have this laid out in here and we try and put it into hoppers over here so it'll feed into the auto crafter. I'll just show you guys that there. So we have the first yellow column having a stick and the first red column having a redstone dust. And then when we unlock these hoppers, those items should flow into the auto crafter here. But we get them in this configuration because it will always feed sequentially in. So if we lock out all those spots, only these two slots are able to accept items. So if we just do this again, and we unlock the hoppers again, we can see they feed in properly and we will have it craft a redstone torch. But that is not what I want to be able to happen, because if these slots are locked like they were, let's say we have another recipe come in, like we wanted to do a repeater where we need all 6 of these slots, it won't be able to do it because those will be locked. So we need to fill those slots with a filler item. So I've used snowballs as kind of space holder items, and if I put that over into this system here, so if I have the first one of red be the redstone dust, and then I have the next 2 red ones be snowballs, the exact same as that, and then we have the first yellow be a stick, followed by 2 snowballs for the yellow section, the exact same as over there, and then the final section, just keep it all as snowballs. And now when we unlock this hopper and it pushes all of the items into the auto crafter, we don't get the ability to craft a redstone torch because it is full of snowballs and not just the crafting items. So once this process has been completed, we then need to unlock a item filter that will suck out all of these snowballs and just leave us with our crafting recipe. So now that we're left with just our crafting recipe, we can go ahead and we can craft our redstone torch. And that then leaves it with a blank slate, being able to craft anything else that we want. Same system kind of works with like repeaters. If I wanted to do repeaters, anything I wanted, if I would make stairs, anything, I just gotta make sure I orientate the inflow items to correspond with the recipe I want, always remembering that it fills left to right, top to bottom. So now moving on to this system here, I'm going to take the exact same redstone torch recipe and I'm going to put it into this system here. So the first one being the first red slot, I'm going to put as redstone, and then I'm going to fill the next 2 with snowballs. then the first of the yellow section being the stick, and then the next two being snowballs, and then for the green section here, all three of them are going to have a snowball in them. So right now, those items are locked in those barrels. So when I flip this lever, they're going to flow down through the system, and they're going to get loaded into these droppers here as kind of like a holding space for them. As you can see, the recipe has been moved down into here. So now, when I press this button here, it will pulse these droppers to feed into this hopper and then into this barrel that is also locked, so it does not feed into the crafter just yet. Once that has happened and the items have moved down into the system, they will go through kind of a fail-safe check with these comparators. These comparators will pick up that there's an item in the barrel, and in turn they will shut off the corresponding redstone torches on the other side here. If for whatever reason the system was to not put an item into one of these barrels, one of these torches would remain lit and not allow this line to shut off, in turn moving on to the next stage. So it's just a little failsafe just in case somewhere before we miss an item or something gets messed up, the crafter will not try to force feed, the system will not try and force feed the crafter items just so it doesn't get clogged up and then we have a big mess on the output side. So once that failsafe, everything's checked and this line shuts off here, it will flip this redstone torch, turning on this line here, which will then pulse an item into this hopper line. As the item flows through, one by one it will light up these copper bulbs, in turn turning off these hoppers, letting the item flow one by one into the crafting system. Flow one by one into the auto crafter. It does it sequentially, so this one will unlock first, then this one, then this one, then this one, just to make sure the items flow in the correct order. So once the auto crafter has been all filled up, it will turn on this copper bulb, which will power this comparator, which powers this block, here, which does two things. The first thing it does is it will flip off this torch here, and it will allow for this item filter to start sucking out snowballs from our recipe, and it will also send a pulse down this line here with a little bit of delay, and then that delay is just so that we can remove all of the snowballs before it tries to craft. And then it will flow through and it will pulse the crafter to craft the item. The crafted item will then end up in this barrel. After that has happened, this redstone torch will go and it will reset all of these copper bulbs to relock these hoppers down below. And then going on again with a little bit more delay, it will then pulse these droppers again, coming full circle to continuously craft. So I'm going to show you guys it just running once with the redstone torch crafting recipe. So we press this button, and if I look in here, we should get our redstone followed by snowballs, our stick, our following snowballs, and then it will begin to remove the snowballs, and after the snowballs have been removed, it will create our redstone torch. Phew. That was a little long-winded there, but I hope you guys got the gist of how the system operates. Those of you with a keen eye, this section here has kind of changed a little bit. It does the exact same function as I was hoping it would do. It was just the way I had it set up before, it was locking this first hopper, and it was throwing this first row at a sink, so I just kind of extended the redstone around, and added it, moved the dropper back a block and added more hoppers in. So with the system crafting one item at a time, it's not really the best. If you per se wanted 5 redstone torches and you had to call upon the system 5 separate times, it's a little bit tedious. But in the same sense, if it was to craft a stack of each of the items, that's a little overkill in my opinion. So the way I have it set up using the snowballs, I'm able to craft a quarter of a stack each time, so 16 items each time. So if I just lock these hoppers and I grab some redstone, the stick, and the snowballs again, and I put 16 redstone in the first barrel there, followed by 16 snowballs there, and then I put 16 sticks into the first yellow, 16 snowballs in the rest of them here. Just like that. And then I unlock these hoppers. So once those items have flown down through into the system, we'll see they will all get moved into these holding droppers. And then if we start the system up, it should begin crafting there, our redstone torches. And then it should start back up again with the next one there. So now those 16 redstone torches are done being crafted. All good. Moving on to our next issue. What if we don't have 16 sticks or 16 redstone in the system? And that's kind of fixed with this simple redstone system here. Whereas as the items flow through, they all trip these comparators at the exact same time, shutting off all of these redstone torches, in turn unlocking these hoppers. And then once one of these comparators turns back off, it will then in turn turn on one of these torches and it will light up this entire array of redstone down here, locking all of the hoppers. So for example, if instead of 16 redstone we had, I don't know, let's do 8. And then say everything else is all full with the proper amounts. So 16 sticks, 16 snowballs in there. So our 8 redstone in the start and the correct amount of items in the rest. So if we were to flip this lever and it starts flowing through, we should see, yes, this comparator shuts off first, locking those hoppers. So we get 8 redstone there, 8 snowballs there, 8 sticks, and so on and so forth, with 8 in the rest of them. And all of the overflow items then get kicked out into this chest here. And then after that, the system can be turned on and it will only craft 8 redstone torches. But the incoming items have basically 3 states they can be in. They can be less than 16, they can be 16, or they can be more than 16. So what if the system pulls a stack of redstone and a stack of sticks? This system will do the same thing, but only it'll trip when the 16 snowballs go through. So we'll only ever have a maximum of 16 items in these droppers. So I'll just demonstrate that now. I have the system now filled up with an overflow scenario of 64 redstone and 64 sticks, along with just the stack of snowballs being just 16 in all the other slots. And then when I flip this lever to let the items flow through, we will see this system gets tripped after the 16 snowballs have flown through. So there. And then all overflow items being the sticks and leftover redstone will then make their way into this barrel. And then we're left with just our 16 redstone there, 16 snowballs, 16 snowballs, 16 sticks, and then the system's ready to run, and it will craft 16 more torches. So by now I bet you guys are wondering, I clicked on this video because he said he could make anything in this system, and so far he's only showed me how to make redstone torches. It can do everything, so I'm just going to show a little bit more of a complex recipe with crafting repeaters. So when we do repeaters, the first column across the top is you need a redstone torch, followed by redstone, and then another redstone torch, and then you need 3 stone, and then you need 3 filler slots. So I'm going to load that into the system here with just random amounts. Let's do 21 torches there. Let's do 31 torches there. Let's do 48 redstone. And now do 37 stone there, 27 stone there, and 64 stone there. And then followed by our filler items in this green section here. So now that we got it loaded up with our redstone repeater recipe with all different random amounts of items, if we let the items flow through, let them go through this system real quick, and then we give the system a pulse to start up, we should be able to see it will start feeding it with the recipe to create repeaters. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with this. The next stage of this is going to be getting the correct items into the correct slice. I've kind of already started working on that with this system here. It's going to be kind of like a hat system, I guess, that sits on top, but it is not fully fleshed out and working just of yet. So that might be the next video I put out. But for now, this system, I'm quite happy with having it be able to accept any crafting recipe and craft what we want. So if you guys did enjoy this video and are excited to see what comes next in this little redstone series, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.